If you're not sure how to add multiple colors to your stamped images, I have an easy technique to share with you today on this really sweet card made with Stampin' Up's Perfectly Pairs bundle. This is card number 2 in my August 2025 card class. I do offer limited class kits. I have all the details in the description below the video. And yeah, without further ado, let me get my supplies ready and show you how to make this Hello Friend card. I'll put the bundle away because I already have my stamps mounted. And I'll put my sample up here where I can see it, but it's not, well, that way you know where we're heading. And I'm going to grab my card kit. It just takes a few pieces. So we have our basic white thick cardstock base as usual, 4¼ by 5½, so it's 8½ folded in half. And we'll put that aside for a second. Then I have some few extra pieces. I have the Painterly Pears Designer Series paper. I'm using this piece here. This is the back side, but that was a little bit too bold for this card idea that I had, so I'm going to be using that design. Then I have some Darling Duckling. That is one of the colors in this paper. Darling Duckling cardstock. And I went ahead and I die cut this label. This is from the upcoming Traditional Labels dies that is being released in our September-December mini catalog on September 3rd. Then I already went ahead and I die cut. These are 2 labels that come in the Perfectly Pairs dies set. You have these 2 labels, so we'll be using those. And then I already went ahead and I stamped my outline images of my pear and my leaves. I stamped the outline of the pear in Old Olive, and I stamped the outline for the stem and leaves in Early Espresso. But let's start with our stamping first, and then we'll get everything ready to assemble our card. So like I said, I stamped the outline in Old Olive, and now I'm bringing in the filling stamp, which has this really gorgeous watercolor texture to it already. And oh, I forgot, I need to grab some scrap paper. So let's just bring that in here, because I do want a little bit of a lighter tone. Of course, you could stamp it in Old Olive, but I want a little bit of more variety in my color there. So I'm stamping that off on my scrap paper. And I found that it's easier for me, at least. You can try it the other way around and see which works best for you, but I prefer to stamp my outline first and then stamp my filling image. Okay. But I mean, it's a handmade card, so it doesn't need to be perfect. So sometimes you hit it just where it needs to go, and then other times it doesn't work as well. So now I stamped this once, and now I'm bringing in some Darling Duckling. Open my ink pad, and then I'm using a sponge dauber. And I'm just adding a little bit to my sponge dauber here. I don't want a whole lot. So yeah, that ink pad, I mean, since this is a new ink color that was just released this year, my ink pad is still pretty juicy. So let's see. Now I want a little bit of that here. And let's see, maybe a little bit over here where it's the lighter part. Okay, that was probably already too much, but it's okay. Each pear is gonna look different, just like in real life. So before I make a mess, I'm gonna close this ink pad. We'll need that again later. So I don't know if you can tell, but so I just sponged a little bit of the Darling Duckling onto my stamp. Now I'm gonna give it a good huff to add some moisture again to the ink. And I'm going to stamp it right over there again a second time. And I don't know if you can already see, I'm giving the ink a second here to transfer, but you can already see that there's 2 different colors. So it's a very subtle effect. I don't know, let me see if I can bring that up. It's very subtle, but you do have a little bit of yellow. If you want to, if you want more of that yellow in there, or any other color, you could do Calypso Coral, I think would be great as well, to have a little bit of a pinkish tone to your pear. It's very subtle. But yeah, so that way you can just add a little bit. So stamp your filling once and then just add a little bit of extra color, stamp it again, and you're good to go. Okay, so now I'm bringing in my old olive ink pad again, and I want to add some speckles. There's this fun little speckle image here, and I'm stamping that some full color, old olive. I'm going to stamp one down here, just to give my pear a little bit more texture and yeah, just, you know, creating even more of a realistic image. Oh, let's see, we'll need that one more time. So we're done with our pear. So we still need to stamp our stem and leaves here. So this is the outline stamp. Again, I stamped that here. Oops, sorry, we're out of focus. We stamped that here in Early Espresso. And now I'm bringing in the stem and the leaves. And yes, this stamp is actually comes, like this is one stamp, but I just knew that I wanted to stamp them in 2 steps. So I made one cut here to trim off one leaf, and then I cut off the other leaf as well. Well, if you manage to get one straight cut, it's easy to mount them back together. But this way, you know, I can stamp my leaves now, and I'm going to stamp them in full coverage of old olive. And yes, this leaf on the right side, it always looks like it's missing ink, but I think that's really just a design. So, and these do not line up perfectly, I can tell you that. So there we go. And now, closing my old olive ink pad, that was all I needed. I am bringing in my Early Espresso. And I wanted, again, a lighter tone. I love Early Espresso. It's a gorgeous color, but it's a little bit too much of a contrast for me here. So I'm going to stamp that off as well. And again, this does not match perfectly, so don't worry too much about it. It's a little bit bigger than I think this outline image. So, but that way we have just a really nice edge there. So, and before I close my ink pad, I will die cut these here in a second. I will bring in my labels. So some of these, the words and the stamps that are going to match with these. So now I have my hello here. So I'm stamping that on the smaller one. Oh, okay. I need to pull that a little bit closer to me so I can see. So oh, I just bumped into the camera. I'm sorry. You might see my gray here in a second. Okay. It's a very narrow fit. So, but these are great labels. What I love about this kind of sizes, I have tons of 1/2-inch strips of basic white. So these are perfect. They fit just right on there. So it's a little bit smaller than 1/2 inch. And I just want to make sure I didn't stamp another color with this. And I'm going to stand friend over here on the left side. But yeah, that's how I've been using up these 1/2-inch strips. I have some other ideas I will share with you over the coming weeks. So on how to use up your 1/2-inch strips or 1-inch strips. So I have some cute ideas and some fun, quick and easy ideas for you to try. All right, so that was all of our stamping. Let's see, I'm trying to keep this video as usual, sweet and simple or quick and short. Okay, so I have my stamped image here. So I need to bring in my dies for my leaves and my pear. And like I said, this is card number 2 out of my Perfectly Pears class. And if you want to see card number 1, you can hop over just mainly to my main YouTube channel, or I will link it right up here. So if you want to check out that card, and I have 2 more card ideas for you. Alrighty, so let's tape that down, and let's see if I stamp too close. Sometimes your dies will just push against each other there. So let's see if I can get this lined up. Oh, close call, because you don't want to ruin your dies. if they're too close together. So, but I will risk it. Okay, got my plate on top there, and we'll push it through our little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Probably make the whole table shake. All right, let's hope that cut out well. Okay, that looks good. And come on. All right, there we go. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so now we can go ahead and assemble our card. So first I'm going to adhere my designer series paper to the Darling Duckling cardstock layer. Like I said in the beginning, I do offer, for a limited time only, I do offer class kits, so you can make these cards at home that I'm sharing here in my online classes on my YouTube channel. Okay, I need to slide that up a little bit. Oops, oh, that got a little bit crooked there. So you can find all the details on how you can get the class kit. You can actually earn it for free if you shop with me. Like I said, for a limited time, you can get it for free if you place a Stampin' Up order with me during the ordering deadline for this class. Or if I do have kits available after that deadline, I will also post that on my website under the same link. So then you can just purchase them if you want to. And everything will be included, like card bases, designer series paper, all the bits and pieces, like this piece. I won't include any stamped images or die cut piece. Well, not die cuts from that bundle that I'm featuring. So you will get just this piece of basic white. So you would have to stamp your own images. And but I will die cut any shapes or labels or emboss that are not part of that featured bundle. So I will give you some basic white for die cutting these labels and then stamping them. So, but I also have a detailed supply list on that link that I used the class kit link in the description of the video. Alrighty, I'm ready for some cooler days. I'm ready for fall. I don't know about you. So, oh, did I do this on the right side of the label now? Yeah. And this is this set of dies, like I said, it's from our upcoming September-December mini catalog that will launch for customers on September 3rd. And I highly recommend this set of dies. It's a whole bunch of labels, and there's a Christmas themed sentiment set with it. So, but these are so fun to layer. Okay, so then I will put some adhesive here. Let's see, does that work? I don't trust myself with that Stampin' Seal on that tiny label here. So I'll just use some liquid glue. And that goes over here. So we're just building our layers now on our card base, making sure that's straight. Okay, so now I have my pear. I will pop that up with dimensionals. Oops, I grabbed the small ones, but we might need those too for the leaves. So let's see here. I should be fine. That label is not so thick. Okay, let's do 5 just to be safe and our card doesn't get smushed and all weird in the mail. So we have our pear over here. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. So don't overthink it, Anna. Just push it down. There we go. All right. I'm going to put, I think, 2 small dimensionals on either one of the leaves. And then I will put just a little bit of adhesive on the stem. So just right here at the bottom, so it doesn't move away from my pear, actually. So like this. All right, and then are we gonna do? Yeah, I think we will also use 2 small ones. Let's just see on which side. Okay, here, 1, 2 of the mini dimensionals, and then we'll place that here on top. I think it's really cute that it says now hello friend and we have dimension to it. All right, there we go. And then just for finishing touch, I'm bringing in the low profile sparkle dots that are also in this pear suite. And we have the colors Secret Sea, Old Mossy Meadow, and Darling Duckling. So I'm taking one and I'll put it a little bit kind of like tucked under here. And then I'll take another small one, put that right here on my pear, and the last one up here to create my little triangle of sparkle there. So here's my triangle. It's just more pleasing to the eye if you use an odd number of your gems. All right, and there we go. Just a sweet little card, and I think, you know, these would be great for men and women to send, since I mean, it does have a little bit of sparkle. But yeah, I think it's just fun colors. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I'll link you the first card in this class, in this Perfectly Pairs class, just right here. I see you in the next video.